everyone, this is UC Technology, back for a video today. Today, this video, what we're going to do is make Unity adventure game or expression game. But let's find out. The thing will be adventure game. Adventure game and Unity. And Unity. This is episode 1 out of 9. Also, I got hiccups. Also, you got studio modes as well. So for this, you got down Unity, or then Unity, or you can make your own project. So that's how you do it. Well, anyways, let's get started. So I have here is my studio screen, recording, start streaming, start recording, and just more stuff. Also, I have this Mo 5 internet access and internet here. Also, you can change our projects. Internet Wi-Fi connection failed. So we're just gonna leave it there when I finish the video and upload it already. Let's go to Unity. Alright, let's do tutorial projects. Let's do Rollerball and start. And is there enter to continue? Please enter more than just password. Guys, actually. Okay. Alright, and here we are. So the tourist so I can do things. Open the tourist in Chrome. Open the instructions. Rollerball tutorial. What's not recording in this one? And also I got hiccups as well. Rollerball tutorial. Setting up the game. This web is going more slow. But Chrome is not going slow. Set up the game. Rollerball game setup. Let's go to my Chrome instead. So I have here is my dark screen. And I have to get off and die. And there. Now I have to just minimize this. Because this one's not reporting. This one's not reporting. So just gotta copy it. And go exit out of this browser. Because this browser is slow. But this one's not slow. And paste that into here. And go to here. And there it is. Setting up the game. Here's right down this one.
Let's begin by creating a new project. We can create a new project from File, New Project. This will bring up the home screen. I'm going to call the new project Rollerball. The next thing we need to do is set the destination.
Okay, so now let's do Rollerball. And I'm going to call this row label. Okay, so let's see. If you want 3D, if you want 2D, we're just gonna put 3D. You want to enable? Don't want it? Press on. If you want it? This is my version, my new channel here, Dowski Technology. Now I'm just gonna create a project. Create project. And I want to keep this project. I'm just gonna call this. I'm just gonna save. I want to save it to my desktop. Row label setup. It says hold on. It's programming files, guys. Where it's gonna have to wait, and then it's gonna get back to me. And we're back. Now all I have to do is go back to Chrome and show the instructions panel. So you know how
Or
I'm just gonna
path to our
subscribe
new
to this,
project.
and so
I'm going to put this new project on my
see what to
desktop.
do.
At this point, it's worth noting that we can have our new project use default settings for either a 2D project or a 3D project. We will choose 3D. And then I will click on Create Project to make a new project. We now have our new project with a new empty scene. Before creating anything in the new scene, we need to save our scene. We can save our scene by going to File, Save Scene, or by using the keyboard shortcut.
Now here we are. Now
I'm going to save the scene in the Assets directory in a new folder called _Scenes. The underscore is optional. I use it to sort this folder to the top of my project window. Now I'm going to call the scene Minigame.
Roll.
We can now see in our Scenes folder the scene called Minigame. Let's create our game board or playfield. To do this, we will use a stock Unity plane. We can create this plane from either Game Object, 3D Object, Plane, or from inside the hierarchy view using the Create menu. Rename this Game Object.
1 second. 1 second. There. So let me put. I'll return shortly. So now, guys, I'm at. And I got this slime for my Nickelodeon slime. It's been crazy full, but now then I just see. Right? Just make this full, guys. More. Okay. Now am I check the ID will be cooked. I will return shortly. Now I'm just gonna speak out of turn. Surely, don't look. Okay, the device is unlocked. Now you can see. Now I'm just gonna put. Now let me speak out. I will return shortly. And I got my sign. Or now I gotta change the color of that. It's a color. Now it will be all green. And now it's gonna make that more bigger. Then I'll keep this. I will return shortly. Sorry about the guys, but I have my fingers all slimy. This one keeps sliming me. And I could break some back to place where it was. Now I'm gonna put this. Now all I have to do is, what happened to our return shortly has to be more bigger. I'll return shortly. Very early. And this I will turn shortly. Okay, and there we are. There's my I will return shortly. Text. I'm gonna move the other I will return shortly. There was 2 I will return shortly. And I heard the tweet from my tablet. I just heard an email. There was an email for me. So now, guys. So this close. So I will return actually, and I'm just gonna keep my sign here. I'm just gonna put that sign.
Bobby, camera, Bobby. You're in towel, Bobby.
You're in the towel. Get out.
Get out of here.
Get off here. I'm in the camera is showing you. Now I'm going to delete the sign here. And you have this Mr. Cup for Mr. Randy. Okay, everyone, so I'm just gonna corrupt the camera. And also,
Yeah, I'm over here. You can let go. I'm over here. They can't see you.
but they could still see you. Until you get on the uncovered. Okay. Well, I need voice. Gotta hurry up. Full webcam and cover up the camera. Okay, everyone. Now it's close the door. Start using. Sorry. And go back to Unity. So, well, let's get back. Okay, let's start the tutorials now.
Ground. We can do this by either selecting the game object and using the Enter or Return key to allow editing playfield. To do this, we will... I'm going to save the scene in the Assets directory in a new folder called _scenes. The underscore is optional. I use it to sort this folder to the top of my project window. Now I'm going to call the scene.
I'm just gonna call this scenes. I have to save in the scene. Save scene. Save scenes. I'm just gonna put role label. Okay. Role label. Role label. I'm just gonna save it to my scenes. Now, no folder will be called. I'm just gonna save it to my desktop. It will be called scenes. I'm just gonna save that to my scenes. Saving scenes in the exist folder. Where's exist? Scene to exist. Exist. I'm not gonna save it. I'm not gonna save it for now.
Scene minigame. We can now see in our scenes folder the scene called
OpenC project. Pixel. Yeah. Exist. Exist. Early book port. CD. Back manager. And a port in here. Yeah. Port. Manifest. So now I have here. So now, after doing that,
minigame. Let's create our game board or playfield. To do this, we will use a stock Unity plane. We can create this plane from either Game Object, 3D Object, Plane,
3D object. Let's go to this play. Okay.
Or from inside the hierarchy view using the Create menu.
Or just the
Rename
diary.
this game object Ground. We can do this by either selecting the game object and using the Enter or Return key to allow editing, or by clicking on the game object twice, slowly. Type in the new name and hit Enter or Return to confirm this change. Reset the transform component using the context-sensitive gear menu in the upper right. This will place the game object at the location of 0, 0, 0 in our scene. This point is known as the origin point of the world, and this is where all of the coordinates in the scene are calculated from. Now, with the game object selected and the cursor over the scene view, type the F key or choose Frame Selected from the Edit menu to see the entire game object in the scene view.
Let's do the frame selected. Where is that? But it's already in big screen.
Looking at our current scene, we can see grid lines indicating the plane at origin. For the purposes of this project, we will turn them off. Select the Gizmos menu in the scene view and deselect Show Grid.
Shred view. Summer short grid. Action.
We need to change the scale of the ground plane. We can do this in a number of ways. We can use the Scale tool. Simply grab the axis handle you want to change and drag the handle, rescaling the plane. We can click and drag on the title of the fields we want to change, or we can type a number directly into the field we want to change. You can tab between fields and hit Enter or Return to confirm your choice. Now remember, a plane has no volume, and scale does not work on the y-axis. There will be no change unless you go into negative numbers. In this case, the plane, which is a single-sided object, will simply face the other direction. If you place a plane in the scene and you can't see it, check your orientation between the plane and the camera, and make sure that you have the correct value for the y-axis of scale. This is usually the value of 1. Let's create our player object. In this assignment, our player object will be a unity sphere. From the Hierarchy Create menu, select Sphere. Rename the sphere Player. And scale does not work on the y-axis. There will be no change unless you go into negative numbers.
It works in the y-axis,
which is a single-sided object, will simply face the other direction. If you place a plane in the scene and you can't see it, check your orientation between the plane and the camera, and make sure that you have the correct value for the y-axis of scale. This is usually the value of 1. And make sure that you have the correct value for the y-axis of scale. This is usually the value of 1. Let's create our player object. In this assignment, our player object will be a unity sphere.
Scanner has to be 2, and other one has to be 1. Two. So everything has to be 0. 0. 0. Alright, there we go. I think let's try that. Oh, it does move that. So that's how I do it. I can move all the way here, and I like that. And once we create a rollerball, we're in first play, and then I can move.
From the Hierarchy Create menu, select Sphere.
Click Solid Sphere. Hierarchy, click Sphere, create Sphere. And then rename Sphere called.
Rename the sphere Player. Reset the transform to make sure it's at origin. Select Edit, Frame Selected, or use the F key while the cursor is over the scene view to focus our scene view camera on our game object.
Player.
See how the sphere is buried in the plane? This is because both game objects are in the exact same location in the scene. Is over the scene view to focus our scene view camera on our game object.
Frame fleet.
Object. See how the sphere is buried in the plane? Select Edit, Frame
Fleet. Frame flipped. Then we should see this.
Selected, or use the F key while the cursor is over the scene view to
So
focus
after
our
that,
scene
I'm
view
gonna
camera
watch
on
the
our game
instructions
object.
panel so look at how to use this.
See how the sphere is buried in the plane?
See right there?
This is because both game objects are in the exact same location in the scene. The origin point, or 0, 0, 0 on the X, Y, and Z axes. We need to move the player's sphere up until it
all of them has to be 1. Oh, they're already 1. Like that.
rests on the plane.
Now you can see Unity.
All Unity primitive objects, cubes, spheres, capsules,
Mine's is already
have
there.
a standard size.
Mine's
They are either 1 by 1 by 1 or 1 by 2 by 1 Unity units. As such, we simply lift the player object up by half a unit in the y-axis, and we know it is lying perfectly on top of the plane.
Let's do one of these. One of this. Let's paste that. I'm just gonna Control C and Control V. Alright, and there we go. Now we can see. And then we're just gonna add a component to this. And then I'll be apply. And then I'm just gonna press play.
If we look at the game view, we can see that the player game object is lit and it casts a shadow on the plane. All new Unity scenes come with a default skybox and a directional light to represent the sun, so we don't need to worry about setting up any default lighting. What could be improved, however, is the white player sphere on the white background.
Rollable.
Let's add some color to our background, so there is some contrast between the player and the playfield. To add color or texture to a model, we need to use a material. We won't go into the details of materials now, and we won't be using any textures. We will simply use a standard material to add color to the objects in our scene. First, let's create a new folder in our project to hold our materials. We can do this by using the project's Create menu and selecting Folder. Rename this folder Materials.
I'm just gonna put folder. And there's my own ball. It's a cable frame label. Can rename it. after that, now I have to do
with the materials folder selected, use the project's Create menu again, and this time select Material. Note how the material was created in the Materials folder.
select material, and I'm just gonna copy that. After doing that, gotta rename this one. Rename. Okay, I have to delete that. Or try to delete the folder. You can undo this section. Yes. Folder. And after doing that, no. It still shows that up.
This is because we had the folder selected when we chose to create our new material. Rename this material Background. Select the material, and under Main Maps, the first property is
Okay.
We can do this by using the project's Create menu and selecting Folder. Rename this folder Materials. With the Materials folder selected, use the project's Create menu again, and this time select Material. Note how the material was created in the Materials folder. This is because we had the folder selected.
Material. Okay. Delete. Material. Now let's press enter. And there we have it. Oh, that's how I do it.
When we chose to create our new material. Rename this material Background.
I'm gonna watch this.
Select the material, and under
I'm just gonna rename it. I don't need to rename it.
Main Maps, the first property is Albedo. Click on the albedo's color field to open a color picker. Change the color to a nice dark shade of blue. In our case, I will use the RGB values of 0, 32, and 64.
Open materials. This one. 0. Right. Then after, like I have to do,
For a preview of the material, make sure that the preview window is open. To apply the texture to the plane, simply select the material in the project view and drag it onto the plane in the scene view. Now the player stands out on the dark.
And now the player, you move that there, and now this is blue. And this is blue also, as you can see. Let me check something. Let me just check something for just a second, guys. Alright, there we go. Okay, there we go, guys. Okay, there we go. That's better.
In our case, I will use the RGB values of 0, 32, and 64. For a preview of the material, make sure that the preview window is open. To apply the texture to the plane, simply select the material in the project view and drag it onto the plane in the scene view. Now the player stands out on the dark blue background. I want to make one additional change that will help us later in this project. I want to rotate the main directional light so that we have better lighting on our player. Select the directional light, and in the transform component, change the transform rotation on the y-axis to 60.
Gotta change it to 60. Change it to 60. 60. 60. It's easier. Those are three. And there we go.
This will give better shape to our player sphere. Now we have a player game object and a background play field. The camera doesn't move, and from its current position, cannot see very much. We need to tie the camera to the player game object. First, let's set the position of the camera. Let's lift it up by 10 units. We want to be able to pick up our collectible game objects when our player game object collides with them. To do this, we need to detect our collisions between the player game object and the pickup game objects. We will need to have these collisions trigger a new behavior, and we'll need to test these collisions to make sure we are picking up the correct objects. The pickup objects, the player sphere, the ground plane, and the walls all have colliders that inform us about collisions. If we didn't test our collisions to find out which objects we've collided with, we could collect the wrong objects. We could collect the floor or the walls. As a matter of fact, if we didn't test our collisions, on the very first frame of the game, we would come in contact with the... Next, let's create our collectible objects. Create a new cube and rename it Pickup. Reset the Pickup's transform to origin. So let's set up our play field. The play field, and tilt it down by about 45 degrees. Next, let's make the camera Now we are going to move the player game object. First, let's think through how we want this player game object to behave. We want to have the sphere roll around on the game area, bump into walls, stay on the ground, and not fly off into space. We want to be able to collide with our collectible game objects and pick them up when we do. This requires physics. To use physics, the game object needs a rigid body component attached. To attach a new component, we must first select the game object we want to attach the component.
So return short. So now we just so now I'm just gonna go drink some water, then I'm gonna come back. Now we need to see about this. This is the moves. So, now I'm just gonna go drink my water. Then we're gonna get back. So I'm just gonna go eat my chips. Oh, and also don't forget the plushie down there. And where's the pointer? Okay. Let's put all the plushies. Pikachu. I'm the mummy. The mummy. And Japan. Yes. I'm looking for some try. This. I'm just gonna put the mummy and Japan there. Put them in there. I don't know why this Japan like still here. Alright. All those three pieces. Now I'm just gonna go eat and go. So don't forget those. And don't forget this. And don't forget the spices here. Much feature. The mummy and Japan. emoji. Tells me. And show it. And you can see the service there. In case in the back as well.
tomorrow. If that's okay with how it is. Why not? I feel it's my job to say if they need me, I'm okay. But if I really want to say if I take this from, but I was there for most of it. You know what I'm going to but how you got it? How you actually talking to everyone's friends? But why? What's so early? How did you never do this with your friends? Okay, it's 6, not 5. That's too bad. You need a mom to look us out.
I'm sorry about the guy from. What happened? Let me go do something. Wait.
Yes, when it comes to cash, they quite a bit. Anything they want, they take their pick. But the trouble they're in just never quit. When it comes to brains, they're a little bit thick. Not scratch. Oh, not scratch.
Okay, guys. So guys, so it's gonna. Just let's get back.
Component 2. In this case, we will select our player game object. Then we can either choose the component menu and select Physics Rigid Body, which would attach this component to the game object we have selected.
We're just gonna do it tomorrow. So now we're just gonna save. I'm just gonna put roll able. I'm just gonna save it to my scenes. Oh, stress. Roll.
Bullshit, don't think of me. That's BS.
Hey.
Don't think of me.
Roll able. So it's to my scenes and sit down.
Your brush is ready for you.
So, guys. Unity 2000.
Good night.
Sounds good for safe. I could just make it again. works. That. So, anyways, what's in the video? So for this, I got down Unity or something. Got down Unity, then install Unity. You have unwraps and download them first, then install them, and there you have it. Well, okay, we have 1 hour and 21 minutes left. This was taking a long video. This wasn't 1 hour. So for this, go down Unity. And I got this for my slime when I'm making slimes. Also, I have this Visa card, debit card. It's a credit card. It's not actually. Let's go show you the back. And the back you can find the security code. And there it is. So this is a security code. So this is a when you buy this card. And soon I'm going to watch this Pokemon. And my Nickelodeon song is in this song from Party. 1 second before we end the video.
Can you pause the video?
No, I'm just gonna end the video.
Did you end it?
Not yet. Let me do my outro for just a second before you go in the room. They can still see you once you go in. Everywhere's there. Yeah.
Okay, so alright. So cover it.
Oh, it covers my face with my face.
No, cover it with your hand.
Not my hand. Not still.
No, cover with your hand. Keep your hand on the cover. Keep your hand on the cover. Just keep it there. Because I'm looking at it for my hand. Just to know if it's there. Hand on the cover. Keep it on the cover. I said to keep it on the cover.
Why?
Now let go.
Now, guys, Meg's gonna close up the door. And upload this video to YouTube. And this is also going up Facebook and Twitter. And I don't know how to make a video, but soon but soon once I got new cricket, this is going up on Vimo. So with this, we got down ET. Okay, we got 1 hour 24 minutes left to go. I think that's it for the video. Subscribe, like, and don't dislike video. Because if you do that, I'll be really mad because I don't like it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Dirty Technology, my new channel. This is the second video. And also, guys, everyone, And I think that's it for the video, and I'll see you guys next time.